Greetings, weary traveler, come, warm yourself by the fire, and let us regale you with mighty tales, tales of adventure, tales of heroism, and tales of Tamriel. I am your host Arkhaniir, and we are back with a new episode, and a full crew. With that, joining me, the founder himself, who's been missing for a bit, Aggelos. How's it going?
It hasn't been that long, has it? It was like last week.
Well, there were MIA shows, so...
Oh, well, I can't be held accountable for that.
You weren't there for the shows we didn't record either.
Yeah, it counts from my perspective. Also, I have no idea how time flies anymore, so it's... just go with it.
Right?
Just go with it.
You understand that time is not a linear thing, right? Like, it's circular, so who knows?
I mean, it's only supposed to fly when you have fun, but...
Okay, hold on. It's past 4 a.m. We cannot have
You can't handle
time discussions.
I mean, if you
Let's
really
just
want to
say-
get deep...
Let's just say you may or may not have been missing, and we'll
And you
leave
may
it
or
as
may not be
vague
here
as the
now.
Elder Scrolls lore, so everything will be fine.
Yeah, but you could also argue that in an alternate timeline, I also then did multiple shows without you, or alternate versions of you.
Oh god,
Dragon
the
Breaks.
show's... Yeah, I was going to say, the show has
Dragon.
become a Dragon Break.
We
and we've
haven't even
been
started
for 8
yet.
seconds.
I didn't get
I'm
past
tired
introducing
and drinking,
you.
okay?
I haven't gotten past introducing you, and
Yep.
we are
In
not
the
even
Dragon
in Elder
Break.
Scrolls territory. Yeah, it's But yeah,
Then we're
we
in
have
Dragon Break.
our. Shush! I need to introduce everyone, please. We have our dedicated charity streamer, Extra Life charity, Lotus of Doom. How are you doing, Lotus?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I don't even know at this
Wow.
point, but
I guess as
I'm
well as
just
you
gonna
can
move
be
on.
for 4 a.m.
And we have our Argonian, in-house Argonian. I want to say, but it just sounds even more wrong when I say in-house Argonian.
Because they're not really in houses. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean,
that's
like
true.
our very own Argonian, with the intended pun of Argonians being, I don't want to say it, but
Property?
you said it.
Hippity hoppity Argonians are
Argonians.
property.
Exactly.
Yep, there
yeah. Promethean, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
It is difficult to be the Argonian, like the dedicated Argonian of the group, especially in a group like this.
We don't
You don't
have
want them to be
those.
enslaved as much as the rest of the Ebonheart Pact, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fair with resident Argonian. Like, I have the free will to leave the show at any point if I so choose.
Yeah, that's true. You could always scurry away.
You think you do.
That's, yep.
Actually.
Yeah. You were signed into this pact out of more obligation than I think you realize.
And chat room, welcome to the live show. I see a lot of familiar names. Frost Lion, Swampy, the James Stein family, of course. They're
I was going to
always
say, we
here.
have the whole family here. Very impressive. Hello.
And yeah, I hope we can all give you a fun live show as well, and still keep the recording a high quality one. Which brings me to this show's very new section called the Behind the Scenes Update. I thought I'd add a new section to the show to talk about what we are doing behind the scenes in terms of technicalities, what we are trying to do to improve the show, or all the things that we are brainstorming ourselves. I thought I'd bring them as updates as well. So first things first, the technical part of the show. We've come a long way since I took over the hosting the show, but there are still things that I do not understand. Like last week when we recorded the show with Nate. So right now, the main reason of our problems, or whatever, you probably understood, is that we are connecting from North America all the way to Turkey. So, however way you do it, you got problems. Now, Discord handles these most of the time very well, like it is doing right now. But last week when we recorded with Nate, everyone's voice was going robotic. Like our voice connection quality was pretty much always red. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because we added a third country or a area to the selection, like UK, because Nate is from UK. And then now it had to connect all three of us, and it couldn't. I've got no idea. Maybe it was a general server issue, but we decided to do local recordings of our own. So every host records their audio individually. In case Discord messes up, we'll still have high quality recordings of our own voices, which then I can just put together and still have a recorded high quality version of the show. I still don't know if I can salvage the last week. I'm not sure. I mean, I can obviously put it together, but will it be... It won't be podcast quality. I mean, maybe we can do just like a YouTube thing, just put a warning before it, something like that. I'll have to listen to the whole thing and see how listenable it is, but yeah.
I can take a crack at it if you get me the raw audio files as well, see if I can do anything with it.
Yeah, get a group effort to try to
salvage maybe we can,
it. Because it was nice to actually have Nate on.
Well,
so.
I can grab it from Twitch. I can, because it was a split thing
it's
off Twitch.
It's not that the audio quality was low. So when Discord wasn't working, audio quality was nice. But every now and then, for example, Lotus's voice would cut out, so you don't hear, like, you hear the first sentence, you miss a couple words, you hear the rest of the sentence, you make it out of context, so you understand, but it's not a pleasant listening experience. That
everything's
kind of thing.
You piecing it together rather than it being told to you type of deal.
Yeah. So right now, thankfully, we are doing fine. So bless, like, I either thank Aedra, you know, whoever, whichever deity, probably Talos, because that's the one true divine out of all.
Well, you might only want to be worshipping Daedra. They're the ones that can crash us. If anybody's going to crash us, it's going to be them, and the Aedra have small amounts of power at this point, but...
You're not wrong.
You are...
Just a thought. I don't know. We all know where my allegiances lie.
On eBay that we can just use to read up on how all this stuff works. That should solve most of our technical issues.
I just scrolled on all my screens at the same time. I do not know how I did that, but we're fine now. Another thing I am thinking is to improve our chat interaction, because during the live show, we are not as interactive with chat as I'd like to be yet. Now, pre-show, we were talking about this, and Ag solves it for the From the Ashes podcast by doing a post-show live. So during the podcast, they don't talk too much. We
ignore chat.
Yeah, I was trying to say it in a nice way, but there you go. During the show,
the idea behind it is because the very first one goes out on our podcast feeds, and I know there's some really entertaining streamers and stuff like that who've made podcasts in the past, which one of them I'll mention, if you've ever heard of him, Nerd Slayer, he does amazing videos on YouTube. The thing that I don't like is he started a podcast, which in and of itself, you know, I love podcasts. I tried listening to it, but the big problem was he does it like a Twitch stream. Mm-hmm. So the issue then becomes you don't get context for what he's talking about, because he'll make comments while he's interacting with the chat room that just don't make any sense. And it takes an otherwise very enjoyable experience and make it not enjoyable to listen to. So we made the conscious effort during the live show to ignore chat in favor of producing a quality piece of content that you'll enjoy listening to, regardless of when you listen to it, and then save our post show, which we do release to people anyway, but people know ahead of time that it's going to be a little bit more unstructured, if you will.
Right. I mean, actual like professional podcasts who do this as a job, I don't think they even do it live. It's a full studio recording most of the time. Yeah.
Right. It's just the live thing is kind of a fun side thing. That,
yeah.
A lot of people, like, we've had, that episode where it was you and I rambling about pre-Elsewhere launch, like how the dragons could physically make sense. Mm-hmm. And we just had a chat room with the people giving us opinions, and we were trying to lore fudge our way into it. And then it was like, oh, it's a dragon. Well, all our clever plans were immediately ruined.
Yeah, we were very wrong about everything we said.
Pretty much 100% off on literally everything. Yeah.
I think like interacting with the chat rooms is kind of like a staple for the ESO podcast, though, because like most of them now are they're all, well, at least to my knowledge, are live streamed, and they're all like super interactive with chat. I think that's part of what makes it so ESO fam for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we can kind of adjust as need be, of course, as well, based on what people prefer, don't prefer, stuff like that, just make it better listening.
Yep. So what I was thinking is, I mean, without taking away from the podcast side of things by constantly doing a back and forth with chat, we could, we are all reading chat while, except I'm not sure if Aggelos does because he ignores you guys. Even if it's a podcast or not, but we are all.
I love how smug is. Mm-hmm.
You're right.
No.
We are all reading chat, but
that's what I have all you guys for. You're supposed to keep this in line, even though I'm not main hosting this anymore. I'm not giving up those perks.
Honestly, next technical update is going to be able to figure out how to put Aggelos's voice on a completely different virtual channel, so I can mute him on demand and just
wait for half statements to cut him off all the time. Oh, it's weird. Your Discord seems to be cutting out.
Exactly. Yeah.
He forgets. He still tosses the audio to me first, so I can splice in anything I want.
Well, we have discussed this. If you mess with my audio, I'll just create a bootleg Tales of Tamriel, like black market Tales of Tamriel episodes.
Black market Tales of Tamriel. Yeah.
Be Tales in Tamriel.
That would be pretty funny, actually. I think that needs to happen.
Tamriel the acronym's of Tales. Not quite as PG as TOT, though. Just FYI.
What was it even? Right, yes, the new model. So what I thought we could do is, after every section, so that is behind the scenes, news, tales, discussion, we could take a moment to read comments from chat, and then move on to the other section. So that's what we are going to be trying this episode, but let us know live and recorded version for those who don't watch the show live. How do you feel about that? So we can adjust, we can improve, all the things like that.
And the biggest thing, which I'm sure Ark would really like to know, is the flow of it. This doesn't so much matter for the live viewers because you get context, but how does that section flow for the podcast listeners who don't necessarily have the context of reading the questions? If it seems to drag on, let us know.
Yep.
That's always the fear of, does the podcast now not make any sense, or there's just long periods of gaps where it's like, wow, that just doesn't flow very well anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because the audio listeners are, a large portion of the demographic as well. So it's like
very
myself.
Large.
It's like that. Yeah, I know that's the majority actually, but
yeah, by and far the majority of people. Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, I do that all the time. Where sometimes it's tough when I listen to like a recorded version of something, and it's just very, very cut because there's supposed to be more video included with it, and I'm just like, I have to decipher what I'm doing, which isn't the end of the world, but occasionally can be harder just to focus on while I'm listening to it. So having somebody else kind of give that input to us would be super useful.
Definitely.
Right, yeah. And I mean, don't hesitate about any feedback or criticism. Like we had this feedback on YouTube and about how we are derailing most of the time. Which we did our best not to, but it just doesn't work.
I
mean, we took it into consideration. We discussed internally and even during live, and it was like, okay, we are trying, but it's just not where we seem to be not capable of doing that. But
I have that effect on people, I think, because when I've been on other podcasts, it's been the same problem.
I think it's a combination of all of us.
Yeah,
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire thing was written in a way that, okay, please don't take offense. You know, I'm not meaning this badly. I'm not
it was very just like.
Yeah, but there was a fear of like, you could see that they really, really didn't want to be misunderstood or be like seen as coming off, aggressive. So don't worry about that. It's feedback that lets any content creation improve and get better. So without feedback, it's just it would stay still. So
right, constructive criticism is good because in between all my quote unquote white knighting of Elder Scrolls Blades and all the things recently, a couple of the things that when I was basically told, I was like, oh well, you just like it because you're obviously sponsored by them or something. I was like, this thread started by me complaining about something with the game, but I just wasn't doing it like a douche. And look, they changed it. Weird how that works. That I now am like, thank you for changing the thing for me, and now I'm not going to just blatantly yell at you for no reason.
Oh, and if you think we're sponsored, oh dear heaven, my sweet summer child.
Yeah.
Got something else coming.
Hey, bust out your rest.
I think we need to be sponsored just to get out of the red, okay? Much less make a profit from this. No.
Yeah. No, this is because it's fun.
Absolutely.
So, in that sense, moving on from the section into the chat about this section, I think it'll work.
Right,
so
very smooth.
For example, Jameson says, I think as long as you let the podcast know that you're reacting to a chat comment, it should work out. And Swampy comment, you'd have to read chat aloud to let podcast listeners know what is going on. And that's exactly the plan. That is exactly the plan. So just like now, and that's how I learned streaming as well, like normal non-podcast streaming as well. Instead of just answering the chat, you read the comment that you're about to answer to, so everybody knows what is about to happen or what you're talking about, that sort of deal.
Yeah, as opposed to talking to a non-existent, third person.
Yep.
And I'm just cheersing chat because we're all drinking.
Yeah, because there's also a booze discussion going on in chat.
Yeah. I'm doing my part since you say I don't read chat.
But yeah, so okay, well, it's been 25 minutes.
Technical stuff behind us now.
And we still haven't started dumpster fires, so...
Yeah, as of yet.
This is
Tales of Dumpster Fires. That's the new podcast name.
Just that one flaming dumpster gif for every show.
It's kind of early still. 27 minutes is not that long for us.
No.
Oh, also, Lotus, you mentioned...
Yeah, so to the several people, because I've actually gotten many messages, actually, that the episode 200, where we kind of went on for a while, was a positive, not a negative. We will, we try to condense things to a degree without just incoherently rambling for long periods of time. So as long as there's some type of focus,
we attempt to remain succinct.
Yeah, exactly. But unless people also have the opposite opinion who have just not told me that. I had several people mentioning that they feel cheated now that they're not getting a 2-hour show. So that was nice to hear. I'm glad we didn't bore you all. So that
I've
was a
had
bit of a
people
special
who ask
episode,
us
too.
about our 3-hour shows we used to have in the past,
Yeah.
and I'm just sitting there going, "Who hurt you?"
Oh yeah, no. To be fair, I liked those too. Like I did enjoy those because when the episode was over, I was basically done an entire contract at work, and I'm like, oh sweet, like one contract down. Like so that's I guess if you're using it for time coding, it can be very useful.
Here's the thing. I mean, given time, we would probably ramble on for several hours, but the time we are recording, I'm never really awake.
Yes.
Lotus is slowly drifting into sleep. It depends.
It's hard
Sometimes
to tell,
he's
really.
okay.
It varies. It varies.
I don't even know. I don't expect Promethean to have any sleep schedule at all due to college anyway. So he's yeah. He might be awake for the past 48 hours, or he might have been sleeping for the past 48 hours.
Very well rested.
Honestly, there's no way we can even tell this isn't all a dream anyway.
Right.
You know, Inception. So
yes. Well, to be fair, like the only reason I'm quite so coherent tonight is the benefit for those on the actual live stream is I've got a nice NOS energy drink right here that I shotgunned a little while ago. So I'm going to be awake for a while.
Nah. See, I shouldn't have taken that nap. So pre-show I was talking about like, okay, I'm gonna take a 1-hour nap, and I know this is a terrible idea, very terrible idea, but I'm gonna do it again. So I set my alarm. I woke up feeling like death. Like it's like Dagon and Moloch Ball played baseball, and I was the ball. You know, it's just thrown around by two Daedric princes.
It's really hit or miss. Sometimes I'll take a nap and I'll feel great. Other times I will literally feel like death.
Yeah, it's like whether you pop up in the middle of a REM sleep cycle, if you actually finished it, and it's like, man, I don't know how you're supposed to gauge that in the middle of it.
Honestly, I don't think I have that cycle. I don't remember when's the last time I woke up like, yeah, it was a cycle. I feel good.
Yeah,
it's
the GIF. You're now well rested.
Don't you wish we had those notifiers like in real life, like in Oblivion and stuff?
Yeah.
You are well rested. You are full. Thank goodness I wouldn't have so much weight issues if I got that notification.
I'm well rested. I guess I can get up now.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
You are now full. I can stop eating.
By this logic, I would be a werewolf in Elder Scrolls universe because you can't rest as a werewolf. Like you never get that well rested bonus. Yeah. So I think that would work for me. At least I'd be a werewolf.
Well, you get it. You don't get it as a vampire, do you? So it's like hit or miss. We don't know what you'd be. I
don't want to be a vampire.
He'd be a werebadger.
Literally.
Ooh.
If I was gonna pick, I'd rather be a vampire. That's like eternal life right there.
No.
Well, Morrowind had werebears. I would think that.
Now, see,
being a vampire, crocodile Promethean, because those are in
because they're lizards.
Well, no, because those are in the Murkmire. Those are
those are the behemoths. Those are the.
Versine's got them. They've never been in a game yet.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you just get de facto to a were crocodile.
Okay.
There's were boars in High Rock.
Yep.
Yeah. Very boars. Oh my god. So there's pretty much there are a lot of very beasts in Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, there's a decent list of things. I don't think too many of them been in the games though. They've
very few.
Yeah, the wereboars were in the Solstheim expansion to Morrowind, I think.
Werebears were.
I'm sorry,
wereboar has ever been in any. Because you could actually become a werebear in Solstheim.
Right.
Oh yeah, with the special spell, that the daily spell. I completely forgot about that.
Right?
That's the only other were creature that I know existed in an Elder Scrolls game. Other than
so
werewolf.
here's a question then. So werewolfism, that doesn't work like a spell. You have to contract it, and then basically you end up like your soul is her scenes.
Yeah.
But in Soulstime DLC, you become a werebear by using a spell. Does that still prevents you from reaching Sovngarde?
He claims all werebeast at their death. So it's not the idea of contracting the disease that gives your soul to her scene. It's at your death. If you died with it, whether it be that or that spell, you then are claimed by him. He's kind of like sitting there with like a little metal scooper, and anytime souls go flying by, he's like, nope, you're tainted. I'm just going to grab you. He's like sifting for gold, but for the souls of mortals. So
Okay.
In fact, the skull probably have. I forgot if there was a D or not. That was a trip right there.
There is
probably
a D.
have some fancy magic that I know. Sure. I'm having a moment.
Yeah, now I'm not sure.
They probably have some fancy magic that. I'm sure that's the reasoning behind that, but I don't know. I feel like if it's a spell, it breaks
a lot
the rule.
of the games I need to just replay. Sit down and replay. Also, how did we get here again?
We brought it all the way. We brought the were creatures in. It was just a side tangent to Heresy.
Yeah. And now,
who says it wasn't on topic?
I'm gonna put a section into the show, the floating lore section. And the reason it's floating is because it can pop out of anywhere in the show. So it's
it devolves into something different. Yeah,
it's just like a pop-up. Yeah, it's just like it will be a pop-up section, and any moment in the show, it's gonna be like, we are talking lore now.
Yeah, so now you only thought this didn't have an end point. Surprise, lore.
Whenever you hear the floating lore section, dial 1-800-TOT-LORE, which actually is a real phone number.
Wait, really?
What?
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, that would
1-800-TOT-LORE.
Digits.
It's a real phone number.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. That's not how our phones work.
I mean, we won't answer. Someone probably will.
Well, they'll be very upset at what time of night it is.
Right, so, news. Let's move on to the news, otherwise we'll never... Yeah.
Focus point
now. So, we don't have too much news, but we do have a couple quick mentions. First of which is, it's the ESO Plus free trial weekend. That is active now, and will be active until May 6th, 10 a.m. EDT. That's Eastern
Daylight Time.
Daylight Time, right? Okay, so that's 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I will try to edit this show as soon as I wake up, so it might be up by Sunday. So if you listen it then, you still have a chance. I mean, the best thing about it, if you don't already have ESO Plus, my voice is started giving out. Can someone explain why this free trial is good?
I'll explain why I love this, because I am this person. I do not have ESO Plus at the moment, so I don't have that beloved craft bag that everyone loves so very much. My inventory is always on fire, and I can't fit any more garbage in there. My bank is also on fire and can't hold any more craft mats. Because of ESO Plus, you get a temporary, basically gifted craft bag. Craft bag stuff counts. Anything that goes in, all crafting mats goes in, you have access to this super bag. When the trial ends, you do not basically just have it all dumped back in your inventory. It stays in the craft bag. You just stop losing access to put stuff in the craft bag. So if you decide to stick with it because you realize how amazing the craft bag is, that's your choice, and I totally understand that. I jump in and out. If you're cheap like me and jump in and out, you basically do the 88 surveys that I have waiting in my bank so that I can jam it all in there and save the situation. So
there you go.
Take advantage of that. Plus, you have access.
You have 88 surveys?
I have 88 surveys currently. High boots.
That's nothing.
Every now
That's
and then
a
I go
lot.
out and gather my surveys, but I don't know if I ever had 88 at a time.
I think I have 3 right now.
Oh, that's little. That's too less.
I think I just did them a couple
Too
weeks
few.
ago though. So
I still log in every day and do my writs. I have 322 surveys. I just don't go
good
out and actually
lord.
do because I just park myself right by the thing. So I just keep turning them in. Yeah.
Well,
when
that's
I
better
logged
than
in
mine,
today,
at
I have
least.
322 surveys in my bag.
Floating discussion
Wow.
point.
Well,
I
in
have-
between my bag, my bank, and like 2 other characters because I'm running out of space.
Floating discussion topic. Why?
Because
Why
I'm
do
too
you
lazy
still?
to go out. And
No,
get
no,
'em.
no, no, no. Why do you still log in every day to do your writs when you have more money than you can ever spend in Elder Scrolls Online with your
I
current
don't have
not
more
housing?
money than I have something like 69 million.
Unless you do housing, you will never spend
I own
that
every
amount
house
of
in the
gold.
game currently.
yeah, I was gonna say I
so-
don't even think he could do housing.
Yeah,
And
he
run
just
out of
buys
gold.
houses and
I use them for the free ports.
okay, hold on. Again, you have 80 million. What? How much is it again?
Like 69 million or something like that.
Okay, you have 70 million gold, hundreds of surveys, probably hundreds of master writs piled up.
Mm-hmm.
I
Why
generally
do you
sell them
still-
because I haven't been doing them. So.
Okay, why do you still log in to do your writs? I'm asking in a way. I
Gold
really need
items?
to understand this. I really want to
I
understand.
mean,
this.
legit gold items because you get really high chance of getting gold items.
You probably have hundreds of those gold items. Why do you need any more of them?
I mean, he could
Because I
buy
have a
the
craft
whole
bag.
game out, but
I
Plus,
have
you
a
Is
can
that
buy
it?
more houses by selling them.
But he has more gold than like most of the expensive houses. They release crown only. So
yeah,
he can't
yeah.
spend that much gold on houses unless he
Well, you
decorates
just find somebody
them.
who is selling crowns, and you
Oh.
use the gold converter.
yeah.
That
Huh.
I could do. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not many people. Well, the problem is you can't do houses though. Remember that because you can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Touche.
You can't gift
Touche.
houses.
No,
No,
because
that's
you
right.
can't gift houses.
I
You're
really
right.
Because
thought
you
I
forgot
can't
about
gift
that.
houses, no one's selling them with crowns. That's why I'm sitting there going, why didn't I buy any? Oh yeah, there's a reason why I haven't bought them.
Yep, I
really
forgot about
thought-
that actually.
So I just bought the private arena, and I really thought it asked me if I wanted to buy it for myself or for someone else.
Nope. Unless
Huh.
that was just added, you cannot.
Yeah, you never used to be able to.
I'm sure it wasn't, and I just thought it is.
I mean, I am so not good with repeatables. I don't even do my daily quests when there's an event, let alone
But it doesn't
when I
take any
don't need
time to
anything.
do. It takes me
Yeah,
like
but-
10 seconds to do them all.
Right.
still. I mean,
Because like the daily cooking one, I have everything already pre-made. So
Yeah, I
it's
do
just
that
a
with
matter of
potions, too.
turning them in. Yeah, potions. Yeah, like the only ones I have to do each day are the other
Crafting.
ones, and I have all the
Yeah.
materials. I use the lazy Rit Crafter. It's one button, done.
yo,
can
I
turn 'em
still
in.
find it strange. I don't know.
You still get
Ah.
like 6,000 to 10,000 gold or something like that just from the money rewards.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it's not something you don't do.
I mean, I had like 1 million gold, and I still haven't burned through it, and I gave it away, like a lot of it, and it's still there. I
why
don't know.
are you giving your gold away though? That's why you're poor, Ark. I think I figured it out.
No. You
I
should've
wanted
did
to buy
something.
the arena just to turn it into a giant Scrooge McDuckian vault for all my gold.
With just razor blades spinning in the middle and lava pits.
Oh, that would be so cool. Except you have to pickpocket so many people to get those piles of
Oh,
gold.
the piles of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got. Don't you need to? I believe you need to get
No.
the achievement for selling 1 million,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was gonna say. It's not pickpocket. Well, it is, but it's
Yes.
selling 1 million gold.
But yes,
Yep.
selling 1 million
Oh,
gold to a
That's
fence.
stolen. Yep.
So
Craziness.
that's I don't think I'll. That's
Hope I
one of
didn't
the
pick up on
achievements that
break.
I'll never get.
Yeah, me either.
But yeah, that's the end of floating discussion point. Back to the news. We have the Crown Store Showcase Main 2019, which is a very, very ugly Crown Store because it has a bunch of High Elven dresses.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
Alright,
it's an
I
Alinor
enjoyed it.
focused. It's an Aldmeri focused Crown Store, with a bunch of limited time only items. So I'm gonna mention these. First of all, don't forget to get your free, if you have ESO Plus, your free Malakath statuette. That'll be through the entire month of May. And then quickly going through to see the limited time only ones. So there we go. The Tavern Maid is from May 9 to May 13. What is this? Ancient Sites Explorer. It's actually a nice looking Red Guardian adventure style costume. It'll be from May 23 to May 27.
so that's the same one that Thariah is wearing in the new dungeon. If you're familiar with that.
Oh, you're right.
hmm
I had not paid attention.
Yep.
You're actually right. Yeah, I never really paid attention to Raya. She was just dying on the side. The Dragon Priest costume is making a comeback as well. It will only be available from May 30 to June 4. We have the crafting motif Anakin, something, some crafting motif.
Yeah.
May
Love it.
20 to May 27. And we have the Elder Scrolls Artifact Sinweaver for this month. It's a dwarven... no, it's Aelid. Wait. Oh, it is Aelid. Yeah, it's an Aelid greatsword, so don't buy it. Don't ignore it. But it's May 9 to May 13. Let me quickly check the houses as well, because they are limited time as well. So Frostwall Chasm will finally make its way into the Crown Store from May 16 to May 30. So if you, there are the limited time one goes and goes, and I didn't realize it was this many. We will have a link in the show notes below for you to check, because yeah, the list just goes on. It's a massive Crown Store showcase this month.
Wait,
And
so
more than half of them are limited time only, so...
Frostvault Chasm is a thing? I need to look at
Yes.
this. That seems
Oh yeah,
weird.
it is. It's
Huh.
It's
one of the two houses that are coming with the
That sounds kind of
Frostwalls.
cool.
No, not what was the DLC?
Well,
Redstone
that's a
DLC.
terrible pun.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it was.
DLC.
It's that, and then I think the other one was the private arena. I think those were the two
Okay,
they released with it.
gotcha.
I think. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I know everyone's getting a free one with Elsewhere. That's about all I know.
Yes,
at this point,
the one you kind of like build.
expand.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
That's
fun
a
one.
very cool
Or
idea.
very annoying one. I actually have no idea how the quests will be. It it can be a very nice one, or it can be a very, very frustrating one.
You can
Yeah.
just smite cats, I'm sure, if that's what you want.
Hmm?
Expand your house.
Oh yeah.
Help them, eat them, whatever works.
Not the Alfiq.
They're festive hats.
They're
I'm
magic.
still pissed to this day that those Alfiq costumes aren't
Right.
real.
I know.
Do,
That
see,
was
There's always next year. It'll just
Almost
take a
every
year
single
to
one
make
of
them
us
in real
would have
life.
bought one of those. Okay.
oh
here's the
Definitely.
thing. This last
And
couple
one's
weeks,
generous. I probably would have bought all of them.
That's the surprise collector's edition, actually, in the end.
this past couple weeks, Elder Scrolls Online, ZeniMax Online has been like posting cat pictures, posting the like
Mm-hmm.
the community cat pictures, the employee cat pictures. There were so many cats everywhere. I was this close to getting a cat. Like if I knew I had the time to take care of it. It's the cats everywhere this past couple weeks. I want a cat.
I want a cat.
I mean, if you really want one, like, let me see here. Hold on. I mean, mine's right here.
yeah, actually, usually go.
Like,
Yeah,
sitting
well,
on my
yeah,
lap
chill.
right now doing the show, so...
His paw's just short of the Wozdicky.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, helping me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's where she sits every single show.
I'm not home basically 80% of a day, so.
Well, that's easier to deal with a cat. They're a little more self-sufficient.
Yeah.
If I was a percent of the day, Boots would be displeased. Boots is displeased if we shut the door and she can't see me. So it's like,
my cat doesn't like it if I go into the bathroom and shut the door and she can't get in.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. Boots will headbutt it until we let him in, or let her in, and then she'll just sit. I'm like, oh, thanks, you little perv.
I can't leave the house for more than 8 hours without going insane. So.
So next up in the news, we have a video from ZeniMax Online about the Necromancers, and I'm gonna play. It's a 6-minute video with developers explaining what they were aiming and things like that, and it'll be a nice resting time for my voice too. So I'm gonna play this in the middle section for video callers, and there's audio as well. The visuals is not all that important, so there's still something to listen to. And let me set this up real quick. There we go. It's called Developer Deep Dive.
There were 3 main development goals for the Necromancer. 1, we wanted to ensure that it felt like it was faithful to both the lore and the player fantasy of what necromancy was in Elder Scrolls. 2, we wanted to ensure that the Necromancer had unique mechanics. It couldn't just be a sorcerer with undead pets or a dragon knight with undead-themed abilities. It had to stand on its own. And 3rd, we wanted to make sure that the Necromancer kept its identity. And by that we mean, regardless of build choice, if you were stamina or magicka, you always felt like you had necromantic things to do.
We started with looking at what necromancy was in Elder Scrolls lore across the board, making sure that we were kind of true to that concept, manipulation of human souls, dealing with certain magics that aren't out there already with other classes.
And also we wanted the world to kind of react to you as a necromancer. So necromancy is kind of illegal. It's a little shunned in Tamriel. And so you casting necromancer abilities would trigger illegal acts is something we really wanted to strive for. So necromancers use a mixture of conjuration, illusion, and destruction magic. Our necromancer wields a lot of different elements and a lot of different skill lines. So he's got like flame, frost, shock, poison, disease, physical, even magic. Unlike other classes that were kind of focused on one particular or 2 elements, the Necromancer wields all of them.
We did split up the skill lines to also have a various theme in and of themselves. Some of them are dealing with like rendering flesh for the healer type line. For the damage line, you're dealing with more direct physical attacks as well as cold and other themes of damage that we have out there. And then for the tank line, that one again, we went back to, you're surrounding yourself with armor, with bones, and dealing with more physical aspects of necromancy. So some of the unique mechanics of necros include being able to create your own pets, which then make their own corpses. And then you can tether yourself to that corpse, causing damage between you or causing healing between you and that corpse. And also, you don't need to worry about just looking around for corpses trying to scavenge for them. You can make your own by either summoning up a pet and it lasts for a certain amount of time, or there's a skill called bone armor. And when the bone armor wears off, it'll drop down and then you can use that as well. That helps out really well with tanks because that's one of the tank abilities, bone armor. So we made sure that all playstyles of either DPS healing or tanking can utilize and create corpses.
Some of the lessons we learned from the other classes when building the Necromancer were to make sure the class had a very defined set of strengths and weaknesses. We didn't want like the Swiss Army knife class that could kind of handle everything. He's got some things he's really good at, and then some things he's not so good at. And we also some of the gameplay lessons we've looked at from all their skills is avoiding sort of heavy buff management, and making abilities feel more active and more exciting. That button press is way more meaningful. So the Necromancer has 3 skill lines, just like all our other classes. The Gravelord's skill line, which is sort of their damage focus line. The Bone Tyrant skill line, which is their tanking line. And finally, their Living Death skill line, which is their healing focus line. And the Necromancer has a skill line dedicated to each role.
So the Gravelord skill line is basically the DPS line. It has a couple cool abilities in there. One of them is pretty simple. It's just throwing skulls out at people, but every third cast of the skull that gets thrown, it's a bigger one. You see that your character changes the animation. If you look at it in first person view, you do the devil horn, so it's pretty badass.
And then the ultimate is actually, there's a really cool story with that. As we were kind of going through development, we didn't like the initial cut of the ultimate, and the team started brainstorming what would be really, really cool and how would it work and what we could really do to make this pop. And we came up with the Flesh Colossus, where this big bulky thing comes out of the ground and smashes its hand a couple of times on the ground and then explodes.
I think what'll be really cool to see out there with the Necro in Cyrodiil will be that moment when a wall comes down and people send in their skeletal pets at people on the other side of the wall, just seeing them run up and go over. That'll be pretty cool to see.
I'm also really excited to see a lot of the Justice gameplay with the Necro. I'm imagining a lot of people are going to get into trouble, quite a bit of trouble, with the bounty you're going to accrue casting Necromancer abilities in town.
So another thing that I am definitely looking forward to with the Necromancer is just seeing how players react. This is a class that people have been asking for since beta. It is beloved by a lot of players. It is a huge part of Elder Scrolls lore in the Necromancer, and I can't wait for players to get in and start to play it and see just how awesome it is.
Have you all watched that as well? Because if you watch it on stream, you have a delay. But I just realized something while doing. I probably should have made it full screen so that we wouldn't stand there, just staying idle.
Oh, I didn't realize we were. I thought I wasn't doing anything awful.
I just
that
thought
I was just
because-
recording my phone.
Yeah, because we have this window in the middle of our overlay, I thought, okay, let's utilize the window. And then I realized for 6 minutes we were like,
just staring.
Awkwardly staring.
I was nodding my head. I was like,
I had my mimics. I was expressing myself.
I assure you, I was literally staring at my phone talking to chat, as chat can probably attest to.
Here's something I'm curious about. So, as Necromancers, we are able to create corpses from our skills. And Templars have a... what was that skill called? Your resource return. Repentance. I wonder if Repentance... Like, let's say I am Necromancer tanking, Aggelos is Templar DPSing. Can he use corpses I generate for his Repentance?
I believe they said on stream, like on the announcement, that you can, or somewhere in there they said that you
think
can.
it changed that you cannot now.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I mean, that's kind of like insane because
I
Repentance
could
already
be
is
wrong
pretty
on
good.
that, but I thought that's supposed to not be a thing eventually.
Okay. I know that like the Templar and the Necromancer can use the corpse. Like it's not like once it's been used by someone, it's gone type of thing.
Yeah,
well, it actually is for Necromancer, at least. When I played it on PTS, there's the siphon skill, and you siphon that corpse, and it's like, it's gone.
But like the Necromancer
that's...
can siphon, and the Templar can use Repentance, and that's
so
not an issue.
Independently?
That's at least what I had heard. Granted, I'm not on PTS.
Yeah, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm. I probably should jump in and test it on PTS as well. Let's see.
I don't know. I'm excited. It'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I'm so ready. I mean, again, I'm not going to change characters. I run one, but I'm going to make a Necromancer just to mess around with it and see what its skills are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had a lot of fun in PTS.
Anniversary event.
I'm gonna get it geared up, and then I'm gonna commission someone for all of my characters and do a nice little picture of them all. So
I mean, that's gonna be costly, but it feels so
It
good
is.
once you actually have it.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna go up there with the lithograph.
Oh, now you want all the art?
I need all of the Elder Scrolls art. Well, the loot box, I'm sure will have stuff that's gonna have to go up there. So.
Oh, did you get the loot box?
I did, yeah. I ordered a
well,
year subscription, so.
Oh, okay. Well, let us know what's in it, or
I will.
even an unboxing video or something like that.
I was gonna say, I'll unbox. Don't worry.
Definitely because I'm curious what's in those too.
Yeah. The first one comes next month, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Swampy, thank you for the 3-month subscription as well. I thought I'd sneak that in there.
Yep. That stealth sub.
We don't have. All right. Yeah, I actually talked about this way earlier. That we don't have alerts because it would be weird on the podcast, especially on the recorded version. Yeah, suddenly the things are playing and sounds are happening.
It used to be on there a while back, and it was
I
very different audio
there,
quality because it would scare me every single time. It would always make me jump like I thought I knocked something over. I was like, oh my god.
Right.
So, that was the news. Yeah, that was
pretty simplistic this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now from here, we do have a little discussion topic that we were discussing on Discord, so I thought I'd bring it up on the show as well. Moving forward, we will have an item, a utility item on Crown Store for Sky Shards. Now, if you have completed or found all the Sky Shards in a zone on one of your characters, basically got the achievement for that zone for the Sky Shards, you can buy the Sky Shards for that zone for your other characters with crowns from the Crown Store.
Yes.
Now, I'm in full favor of this, being a lazy person who doesn't like leveling new characters. But, Aggelos, you said you were not sure how you feel about this. Why?
Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about this because it feels scummy. And yet it doesn't feel scummy at the same time because of the requirement that you have to at least do it once. But then why not just make all achievements account bound and then not have to worry about it? But instead, now they're like, now we'll figure out a way of milking money off people who run multiple alts. Now, I don't run multiple alts, so I really couldn't care less. And it's not like someone could buy it right off the bat. I guess it makes sense. It does provide money, but I just don't know why they're not rolling with account-wide achievements and just getting rid of it instead of having this in order to, sell. I don't know. That's my thought.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what to feel about it.
Yeah.
If they would have sold it right away, that would have felt really scummy. That's by definition buying power. You know?
that would have been garbage.
Yeah.
No, I would not have liked that either. But kind of like you said, I've always been like, it's weird that your journal is separated per character. That's just strange. But I mean, I know running a million alts kind of wasn't how this game seemed like it was originally launched at. That kind of evolved along the way as you shared CP, whereas you didn't share veteran ranks. Like that wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that, but kind of became running alts. If you're going to grind a veteran rank, whatever it was at the time, regardless of which patch you were on, but say end level thing, you were going to grind to VR 16. That was a grind. Trying to do that on multiple characters. I mean, not that people didn't, but that was a beast of a thing. So like, I think the whole I run a million characters thing definitely came more into fruition specifically with one Tamriel. Because you can bounce around. You don't need to stay in your alliance. You have access to all the zones, all of that stuff. And I'm wondering if it's just hard to fix the journal on the back end. And then when they saw an opportunity, like, well, actually, we could turn a profit on this as well if people just don't want to do it. Because, I mean, you can still just go get them.
Yeah.
But if you're lazy, you can pay for it. That doesn't really bother me. It's as long as it stays like you earned it and you don't want to earn it again, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. Just make sure it stays just like that, and I won't have any issues with it.
All
I
right.
feel like crowns is. I thought originally when they announced it was gold. However naive of me that might have been.
Oh, you poor sweet summer child.
Not that like I have skill points coming from everywhere on my alts because they're just not. They're there for fun when I don't want to play my main. So it's not like I care about them. So I won't be going. I'm not purchasing those. It's not worth it. But it's just a tricky situation, I think.
It's like as close to feeling gross as you get without actually being gross. Like,
yeah, it's like the Indrik feather or the tickets. Like
that you can buy the tickets.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
like,
there, and I'm like, I can see it, and I just would feel wrong buying that.
But again, I'm okay with like when things are. It's totally doable in game, but if you want to pay to be lazy, I'm very much in favor of that in things where it's just like, okay, fine, keep the lights on the thing I'm playing, so that I can keep playing it. I guess, hey, whatever, more power to you. But yeah, like I said, as long as they keep it like this, I'm fine with it. Just don't push any. To be fair, if you unlock an achievement once and you want to have it just, oh, I got this title on my character, I want it on this character. Here's 500 crowns. I mean, I don't know why people would do that. That's just not something that appeals to me. But I have no problem with it necessarily being an option if people do want it, I guess. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, as long as it's. Yeah, go ahead.
It's just a scary thing because they always tend to push the envelope with what people will accept and what they won't. By and large, because you have to do it at least once, it's not an issue. It's just, what is this going to lead to in the future?
I think in that sense, I believe Zaz has a soft cap and a hard cap. So the soft cap, they keep trying out new stuff, but they do have a very hard cap on, like, they have a line that I trust they won't cross. Like, I really am not worried about Zaz crossing a certain line with the Crown Store. Because if they were going to do it, they would have done it by now.
Yes, because that's the thing. Because like even one of the things is they got kind of backlash. I mean, it's pretty well known that the login rewards aren't too spectacular anymore.
Yeah,
for the most part. Which again, it's kind of hard to complain about something that literally exists for purpose other than logging in when it literally didn't exist period before. So I mean, the only problem is the inconvenience of throwing the stuff in the trash that you don't want. But the only thing with that is, like, people were complaining that the food and the potions are basically just crap versions of things you can make in game. And they recently said they were going to improve them slightly, but only to bring them closer to being in line with crafted stuff. As in, they're still like, no, it
can't be better. It definitely can't be better.
Yeah.
So, like, they still don't want to screw with that balance they have, where it's like, no, like, yeah, okay, they're not great, but we'll make them less garbage for you. But at the same time, if you have the capacity to do it in game, you can do it in game. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I use those potions because while leveling, or whatever, while I'm doing a non-difficult content, they are a very good supply of tripods to burn through. Yeah. Because tripods are not cheap, Tripods, you use the most expensive tree alchemy materials for it, so it's a good supply of okay, I don't need a full potential tripod, but I still need a tripod, so that's free. So
I do the same thing because my weapon crit stamina potions are very expensive, very expensive to make. So yeah, when I'm just running around questing or just grinding or whatever it is, I pop those free ones. Absolutely, I do.
100%. To be fair, I even use the restoration ones, which are like hot garbage compared to the ones that I make.
Yeah.
But I have, I think, 450 of them.
Right.
So unless we're in like the end of Black Rose Prison, where I'm like, for the love of God, I need every possible iota of health, stamina. We even doing like normal vet hard mode things, I'll just be like, I'll use these stupid things unless we're totally stuck. Because it's like, whatever. I'll just burn through a million of these things to just get teed off on. It's like, they're good trash pots.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. I guess we're
okay
sort
with
of,
it as long as it doesn't go any farther, I guess. Just keep it where it is. You can sell this stuff where it is, and hopefully it makes you a tidy profit. That's fine.
Oh, I think it will.
Oh, I think it will too.
Oh yeah.
There are so many people that just
depending on how
shards.
expensive it is, I'm gonna get them for my Necromancer and then my Warden. Because
the next
as long as they appeal to my laziness in the game, I'm gonna throw them money. It is what it is.
Right.
That's fair.
I don't like doing repeatables anyway, so the less repeatables I do, the better.
One might be next. Like if this
Which
goes
one?
over well, the Mages Guild lore books to level up your.
Oh,
They might do that one next. I would.
Yeah,
assume.
I actually would appreciate that because it's a tedious grind.
I know a lot of people would
Oh.
about getting that meat.
Even with the
450
lore
books
books
or whatever it is in.
Even with the lore books add-on, you just run around, running. It's tedious. It is. I tried getting it on one of my alts. I just gave up. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to use the Mage's Guild line.
Yeah,
I don't need this.
If you did it once, you proved you can do it. So, like, that's why I'm like, that's
Yeah.
fine. You put in the work one time at least.
So I don't power level. It's not my thing. That's not an enjoyable experience. So like, I still do stuff like the old fashioned way of going through quests and stuff. And that's how I level. So like all of this to me is like,
Why would you be doing this anyways?
yeah, I'm like, well, what? This doesn't make sense. Like you're taking for me, it's taking all the fun out of the game.
Right.
Like I run around and I quest through the zones and grab the lore books when I grab them, and I end up at 10 by the end because
I know you and I have an inexpensive playstyle.
Yeah, like I'm subbed and I buy crowns when they're on sale, and like because every once in a while I want to grab something, but like it's just I don't know. I feel like I'm the odd one out of a lot of players that play the game.
I agree with you though. If you're paying to play the game, play the darn game. You don't pay for it to play for you.
Yes,
There's a million little candy clickers and whatever you want that do that for you if you really want a game that just plays itself. So
well, that's the thing. I don't want it like. Again, me personally, if I'm not enjoying something, I'm not going to do it. I'm not getting paid to play this, so like I will move on to something else that would be fun for the time being. I personally wouldn't pay to bypass something. Then again, I also literally only run character because that to me is all that's entertaining. It's like, okay, I'll mess around with the other classes just to learn them. But then it's just like, no, I just do everything on my dude, and that's the extent of it.
And when I want to learn a class, though, I'll jump on the PTS and get a free 51 with good gear.
That's also, that is a benefit of the PTS.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I would pay a lot of money to just have an exact copy of my main character, but with a different class. I would just pay it.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to do everything again.
Oddly enough, BDO has actually just done that where they offer for like $160. It is a complete character swap where it literally takes all of your life skills. It's like $160. It's not cheap.
Okay, I'm not gonna pay that much.
I would. I mean, well, you also have to look at it like this.
You gotta really want it.
You have to look at it like this, though. BDO has such a huge... Like, you can get 50 in... how long in ESO in order to get from
ESO 1 to 51 week.
Okay.
No.
So
Tops.
No.
okay. All right, that's fine.
Promethean
You can
didn't like
spend
that
about
time frame.
3 hours of grinding in BDO on the highest level, okay, and get not the highest level. We'll say 60 to 61 with full buffs. That's like running Grand Crown Scrolls of Experience, Ambrosia, the whole 9 yards, and get 4% into a level.
Oh.
It literally, you want to talk about, you
Yeah.
could put time into leveling a character and switching gear. So that's everything. It switches all your gear over and everything of that nature. Life skills alone, my goodness. In order to, I'm not even anywhere near max for life skills, and I probably have close to probably 40 hours of active life skill play and still nowhere near cap. Like $160 if I wanted to switch classes. Yep, done.
Also, I want to
I
mention.
enjoy my warrior, so I'm not going to do that, but I could if I needed to, because they realize the amount of time you can spend on one character is way more. I'm not even max level, and I probably spent more time on this character than most people who have every single slot in ESO filled with 50s.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Easy.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, easy.
So,
yeah.
1 week is a very, I don't even know, like overestimate people. I have,
No,
I'm in a guild and I've seen this guy go from level 30 to CP 70 in 2 days, which is like slow compared to some people.
but here's
Yeah.
the thing. So Lotus in chat said I hit 50 in 11 hours.
I got
see,
Arkhaniir because I checked the time.
11 hours game time. 11 hours ESO game time
Yep.
is more than I play ESO in a week. So that
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm
I
not
think
saying
there's a
1 week
time
of
difference. Yes.
100
Okay.
hours.
Right.
It's
Right.
just-
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for example,
A
this week I
buddy of
haven't
mine,
played ESO.
one of our guild mates, spent a full week and a half of time to get from 60 to 61. A full week, not just a week and a half of grinding, literally a full week and a half of actively playing his character to get from 60 to 61.
That makes veteran ranks look like a joke.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
That hurts my soul.
A full week, as if he would have never slept and had been playing the entire time
Why?
with full experience buffs.
Why do
To
people
get
play
from
this
60
game?
to 61. Oh, because it's insanely amazing.
That doesn't
I'm not
make
even
any
gonna.
sense.
I'm not even gonna. The world's amazing. The world's massive.
That's like throwing yourself at a wall repeatedly for hours on end, and then when they ask you, it's like, oh yeah, on the other side there's something cool. I'm gonna get there eventually.
I'm not gonna lie. Had I started this game when it first came out, we very well might be playing Tales of Black Desert.
Tales of Black Desert Online.
Yeah. Like, I mean, now the lore doesn't come close to ESO lore. That's just whatever.
yeah.
But the world's massive, and it feels like a real.
Well, I'm glad you didn't, because I wouldn't have known any of you, because there is no way in hell I will play a game
I'm gonna get
that
you a
grindy.
copy of BDO.
I will not
That is
launch
just-
it.
That's so
I will not
You
even
will.
redeem it.
You'll.
I'm
play with
telling
me,
you
I know
now.
you will. Yeah.
No, I will not touch that game.
I just can't. That grind level is
Look,
or that.
I've been playing Elder Scrolls
Oh, you're
Online
veteran.
for 5 years. I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online for 5 years, and I have not hit the champion points cap yet.
Yeah.
I'm still something 780. Do you expect me to play that Black Desert Online? How?
Can I also tell you this? When you're upgrading stuff in BDO,
Yeah.
you can literally blow up your gear and lose it while you're trying to enchant it.
Oh no! See that
How
would require
is
me
this
to
a good
hang
point
myself.
for me to
No,
play the game?
no, thank you.
Nope.
That just That needs more grinding.
I did a gamble on a Tungard necklace, which was essentially 300 million silver. To put that into ESO's perspective, that would be about 8 million gold. And there's a chance I could have lost both of them.
Nope.
I gambled with 8 million ESO gold.
I've never seen 8 million ESO gold, so I couldn't even make the gamble.
I
No,
mean,
thank
come
you.
on.
Well, this has given me new. Already, I didn't think ESO was grindy, but now ESO play in my sleep compared to some other MMOs.
Yeah. I will. While we're on
ESO
the topic,
is so casual compared to other MMOs.
that's lovely.
yeah,
Actually, a lot of modern MMOs are even more casual than ESO. There's very
Right.
few that aren't anymore. This is one of the few. Yeah.
But
BDO is
ouch.
more the exception than the rule.
Yep.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not touching that game.
I'm gonna buy it for you,
I mean,
and then you're gonna have
throw
to
me
play it with
100 copies. I don't care.
Yeah, you're gonna.
I'll make a desk to play ESO out of all the copies of BDO.
Yeah, exactly. I'll make a chair out of it. I'll sell those things on Humble Bundle. Ah, man.
So I guess the moral of that story is we're okay with that, but
The
not
size-
excessive grind, except for Aggelos, who loves grind. Although
I
And
love
that
the
only-
enhancement system. I absolutely do, and actually, it's one of the most universally hated systems in the game because of how punishing it is. But when you get a piece of gear, oh, you feel amazing when that enchant hits, and you're like, oh yeah, oh, it feels so good. Like hitting that duo Tungrad necklace, which is not even max level Tungrad, felt better than getting like a Maelstrom weapon.
Ag,
I'm
you are
over the
not normal,
Maelstrom
man.
weapons.
You are.
I loved it.
Was
Loved it.
I am over the Maelstrom weapons. I
Yeah,
just
look
feel
at
like that
his
out there.
tails are empty though. He's been
That's
talking
true.
about playing Black Desert Online
This is-
and resulting
Well, it
in
was-
his tails being completely empty.
But on the flip side, that gameplay amount just equates to like 86 hours of grind for most of 1/10 of a level in BDO.
Oh yeah.
It is- Just thinking about it is 86 hours of doing the
Awful.
same thing over and over again.
Which sounds like not even a high estimate.
I have
Ah.
102 days and 22 hours of playtime on this character, and I am nowhere near what is even considered the max level.
Holy Lord.
That's
You
not
know,
okay
that's
with me.
that should be against human rights.
Oh, it's beautiful.
To
I
force
love it.
people to grind that much. You know,
That's a blatant human rights violation.
This is why if ESO ever had a private server where they went back to the beta version, I would totally play it.
yeah, of course you would. Oh my god.
I love the veteran ranks.
I did enjoy the veteran ranks. It was
I prefer the CP, but veteran ranks weren't. I just didn't like how your gear worked through the veteran ranks because I just until I got to, I didn't like them moving the
Yeah.
goalpost when I was like, sweet, I'm 14. All right, time to gold everything out. I'm all set in VR16. I was like, oh, I don't like you.
yeah,
I don't like you at all. It's like,
that was irritating because they did move it so much.
well,
Like-
and the other thing would be if I had like a better gauge at the time, because they kind of kept saying they weren't going to move it, but they were still in
And,
flux
yeah.
on how they were doing it. So it was like, okay, we're not going to add any more veteran ranks after the next two veteran ranks. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
dude, no. It's
Yeah.
like I've been had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was.
I remember back when veteran ranks was a thing. When they increased the veteran rank cap, Aggelos was like, oh yeah, new stuff to grind. I was like, oh man, new stuff to grind?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed that though. I mean, like I
No.
grind stuff now, so that's. But I enjoyed the like constant challenge of like going back in and it being actually more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
And chat is remembering the Void Steel times, like when the Void
Yes.
Steel grind
Oh
was
my
a thing.
God.
Yeah, when you had to spend your life in Cold Harbor.
Are you kidding me? Does anyone remember frickin' doing the Rubidite when the only place to get it was out of Imperial City by salvaging
See-
gear that dropped?
That was fun because we did that as a guild. It forced us to do something as a guild.
Work
So
together.
I actually I actually liked that because doing it solo was too difficult. So you had to have a group, and that was one of the somewhat forced group events, the Rubidite farm. So I was enjoying that. I wish it's too well. I mean, it would have been very, very painful to come up with theory crafting if it stood that way. But yeah, need more group content. That's for sure. Like forced group content.
Like more
Yeah,
Raglorn.
Yeah,
harder.
I would
Craglorn,
love another
yeah.
adventure zone of Craglorn. Yeah,
I'm fine with the difficulty of like the adventure zones from Craglorn and stuff like that. My only thing that I didn't like originally about was this puzzle literally just requires some slob to stand on 3 things, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
weird. That was the only part I didn't like about the forced grouping.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I just roll a boulder over there? That's fine. Like,
yeah.
Like I always said, it would have been more interesting if, like, the more direct ways. If you had a group, you could do that.
Right.
But if you were willing to explore the dungeon, you could find those random boulders and carry them back.
But then, like, the dungeon is scaled like you're doing, like, a Vet DLC dungeon.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, me doing this solo, that's going to be a nightmare. Whereas if we have a group, then it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
I could up the difficulty a little bit. Craglorn has become a little bit too easy.
Oh, yeah.
I liked the
definitely-
original challenge.
Yep.
So, but
Also, something I realized with my initial thought of reading comments from chat after every section, we derail from the main topic so much.
Pretty hard, yeah.
Everything
Yeah,
becomes
pretty bad.
irrelevant by the time we move on. It's like,
On the flip side, chat moves with us pretty well.
oh
They
yeah,
do.
yeah. But,
It's just, to address them in the end, that might actually be harder than we at first realized.
mhm. Yeah. So we'll keep brainstorming on that.
Yeah, we'll see if we can iron it out. But how about them tails?
there's a lot there.
Oh yeah, all right. Lotus and Promethean, you have tails. So what I did is, I didn't do anything, since too many events just repels me from the game. But we are going to be attempting, as long as we find 2 more DPS, Veteran Itharian Archives on Sunday as Drunkenborns. And that will be my first veteran trial, so I'm excited about that. And over the weekend, I'll be preparing for that with potions, sets, things like that. So that's what I'll be doing.
Nice.
Ag, do you have any tales?
No, just being angered at the fact that Blades keeps reminding me that they add new content on my phone, but my phone doesn't work because it's too old. So I keep getting notifications. Yeah.
I
That's
love
actually
that.
a pretty funny tale.
That's amazing.
Yeah, remember I posted it in our group
Yep.
chat.
I know.
Because showing my welcome screen, and the worst part is every time I closed it, it kept popping back up.
Oh, that's even
I
better.
couldn't actually close it.
Why don't you want to play me? I do.
I do want to play you. Yeah, no, that's the worst part. Is I actively want to play freaking Blades, and I can't because my phone's too old. It's a 6, and
It starts at 6S.
So we mentioned this before we got ready, but I would like to see it eventually come to like PC or something. Like Legends kind of is. where
It's supposed to,
you can do that already.
yeah, it's supposed to hit.
Oh.
Emulator.
Yes,
sorry.
you could. I was going to say that, and I know
I just have a cold, and I can't legally say that. But emulator.
the we're supposed to get it for console too at some point.
Oh.
If it's
See me after the show.
yeah, if it's ever out of quote unquote early access, it is not an
That's
early
right.
access. That is, we're all done with the early access like thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
everyone has access. It's not early anymore. It
Right.
works fine or whatever.
Yeah.
And because of Aggelos, Bethesda police will just come swooping down the roofs now. It's like,
Blade of wool
we are
right in
gonna
the
wake
back.
up tomorrow, open the door, and there'll be Todd Howard waiting with his immortality jacket. He'll be like, delete this.
with an overheated iPhone X.
Discord chat.
He's gonna be like, "Where's the emulator?"
I love it.
Buy Skyrim.
But
Yeah,
My
Todd, how what are you gonna do?
instead.
Sell me Skyrim again?
here's Skyrim for toaster.
I want someone to actually make a parody like horror short movie, where Todd Howard sells Skyrim to you at every corner, and it's like
Coming
you
up
open
behind
your
the
phone,
couch or
there's
something.
Skyrim launches. You open your fridge, there's like Skyrim. No, not on my toilet.
What?
Japanese smart toilet.
Yeah, I was gonna
Me give you happy poopy time. Should I boot up Skyrim? What? The troll sneaks up behind you. No!
Please God.
Oh man. See, that's $1 million idea right there.
Yep.
There you go, Todd Howard. You can have it free.
It's all yours.
For a copy of Skyrim.
For a copy of Skyrim
Provided I
on
get a copy of Skyrim
the Japanese toilet. Yes.
Yep.
I
Exactly.
think he said, if I remember correctly, did the 25th and when they did the 25th anniversary, there's like Amazon toilets or something, so you can actually like
Oh
play
my
it
God! Because you can use the
on
Alexa thing.
because you can use
Oh,
Alexa.
great. Amazon has already admitted to like listening into people's conversations.
Oh, yeah.
True. Yeah, they just did that.
Now they're
so-
monitoring my bowel movements too. That's awesome.
Could you imagine? All right, so this is derailed, and there's no chance of that. But
it's not.
could you imagine if that was your job? Monitor toilets, please. It's like, no, nope. I can't imagine what you're paying me.
Imagine if your job was to listen to the dumb stuff that I ask Alexa.
Oh yeah. Or me like talking to my dog. It's like, hello, baby.
Right.
It's like, what's the matter with this dude? What is he, an idiot? Like, what are you talking about?
Oh man, it's 6 a.m.
I suppose we could probably move on so that poor Ark can actually get to sleep before the sun is fully in the sky.
Probably actually rising. Alright, Lotus, Tales, what you got?
Okay. So mine actually aren't too complicated. To start with, as some people have seen, I beat Elder Scrolls Blades. I beat the side quests. I beat the main story. I beat all the stuff. I beat all the stuff without paying any money to beat stuff. So, I mean, there's that. As a result, like I said, I kind of voluntarily was like, I got $20 worth of fun out of this, so I chucked him $20. I don't really know what to spend it on, so I bought a little bit of crap for my town, I guess. I bought one of those treasure box things. Like they give you like the ones you collect. Sometimes they throw you like, oh, you can get one for half off or whatever. And I'm like, okay, fine. I guess I'll do that. So I got some cool gear, beat the story. The end boss is a douchebag. The kind of grand poobah that you have to imprison again. He's a resurrected lich king. He is obnoxious, and I've seen a lot of people say that he's very quote unquote pay to win. He is difficult. He is annoying, and he is difficult. But to beat him, you just make a bunch of potions and you just spam them while smashing his face in, and you win. I didn't need money for that. So again, I feel like some of the difficulty in the game is getting skewed as like a pay to win thing. And I mean, I guess in a game like this where there's a million options to pay, it's hard to argue that being able to buy your way through it isn't necessarily an option. But it doesn't strike me as that it's just not supposed to be something of a challenge. Only thing other to note about Blades, I'm not sure if now that I've beaten the story, I just don't get experience for kills anymore or something. I've checked with other people. Apparently I only get experience for like quest completion and like a stray kill here or there. So I don't know if I'm like too high a level or something now that the game's over.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
I have no clue. But I mean, I beat all the stuff, so unless they make more story, I'm just playing around with the town building thing, and then I guess I'm done. Like I beat it. Okay, like works for me. But all in all, I enjoyed it. It's. I would like them to add more lore-based stuff. I mean, the episode might not even really be able to talk much about it because it was discussed with Nate last time. But if they add more story and lore into it to tie it in, that would be awesome. So hopefully they do that. But I don't know. The story's fine in of itself as a little side quest. So, and you get to kill tons of Thalmor, which is super fun.
I mean, if they really need to optimize it. Like, a game shouldn't lag in a menu when I'm scrolling in a menu.
Also, I don't know if it's the new patch. I've actually had more issues with that because originally I had said I didn't really. I do now, and the game has actually crashed like 5 or 6 times for me now.
Oh.
So
okay.
Somehow it was patched worse, which is a
it
little
happens.
weird.
I mean, we do it all the time. We send out an update, and then next day morning during the meeting, it's like, okay, what did we mess up?
Yeah,
something we did not do good.
Right.
And then you spend the entire day bug fixing, trying to figure out what you messed up in the last update. So I understand.
Yeah.
That.
So performance a little weird since the last update. But no, all in all, it was fun. It has like an end, and now it's just I can town build just because that's kind of entertaining. But that's pretty much, I guess, for now, the end of Blades. Because it is what it is, and the story was fine. Like, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for exactly $19.99 because that's what I decided to give once I beat it. So. What do you call it? So also, as people brought up, I accidentally finished my first Indrik mount. Because I am so uncoordinated with this crap. I was like, I'm tripping over these things, the tokens or the tickets, I mean, all the time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That I was like, I should probably like maybe do something with these. So I actually made a point and got 4 of the correct Indrik tickets or berries. I still may or may not have some random stray ones that are duplicates because I wasn't paying attention. But at the same time, I totally finished my Indrik. So I have the Flamey Indrik, and it's pretty cool looking.
Pretty dope.
I also bought the little baby Flamey Indrik because I didn't know what else to do with my tickets. So that thing's super funny too. I have not decided what else to do with tickets going forward. This was way more cosmetic stuff than I assumed I would ever focus on. But that brings me to the only other thing that I assume most of us have been doing, which is repeatables for all these things.
I don't know.
I've been working on my prologue quests. I've been doing writs now that those are available again. But while I was doing those, I've cleared a couple regions. I am almost done Murkmire. I assume by next time I will be done Murkmire.
Nice.
Very pleased, Promethean. The story is actually pretty cool. It's weird because it took a while to get into, as we've been making the joke of that before. I loved the music right from the start. I mentioned that. I think the zone's really pretty cool looking. But it struck me as just kind of like, oh, this is like a side quest. I'm almost done. It's definitely a side quest. Like, it feels like a very elaborate side quest zone. Mm-hmm. But that's in the midst of all these events, it was kind of the perfect thing to do, I guess, because I like this. I can jump in, jump out. There's no vested interest in the long run. The story is fine. I got betrayed by somebody I actually didn't expect, which I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah.
But on the side note, the only character of note that I want to say, I hope, because everybody kind of gets attached to these characters and they bring characters around. I don't think we'll see this character elsewhere, but no pun intended for the elsewhere expansion. But Jaxic Orn, she's from the Deadwater tribe, I believe. Yeah, she's from the Deadwater tribe. That Argonian is awesome. Her approach to everything is my approach to everything. Stealth is for losers. I'm going to run in the front door and cleave in as many skulls as possible. And I was like, yes, this character is great.
She's cool.
Yep. So I'm surprised how much I've enjoyed Mark Meyer. And to be fair, I'm probably going to beat that. I have one storyline quest left. It's like the finale. So I'll probably finish it tomorrow and have like the conclusion done by next time and move on.
Nice.
But I liked it. I liked it quite a bit.
It's fun.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it, because the rest is, like I said, repeatable. So it's rinse, repeat, do repeatable. Right. So that's not overly interesting, but box RNG, not good for me still. Not better than it was on the first week where I got literally one thing, but still not great.
All right. Well, what about you, Promethean?
Well, since it's been like 3 weeks since I've actually been on a show, a bunch of stuff is. If anyone remembers, it's been like a month and a half now. I got an email from the 1 Tamriel drawings that I won, the 10 free crown crates. And I finally got them like 2 weeks ago. And it was basically just an assortment of like 2 of 5 different kinds of crown crates. I got nothing good out of them, but they were free and like... It was nice. It was a nice, unexpected winning to a drawing that I had kind of forgot I entered into. I've been working on some skin runs, like trying to just grab some skins, since at this point I'm like trying to take a break from fishing since I finally finished out the Ebonheart Pact. I've been trying to do like other things that don't involve just sitting around and pressing X for absurd amounts of time. So I've been doing some skin runs. I got Mazatoon finally completed and working on Fall Wreath right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's I'm slowly getting there with a couple guildies. Let's see what else.
Fall Wreath no death is rough.
Yeah,
I don't think I have that. I don't think I've ever.
It's the only one I don't have. I've done the speed. Someone always dies to those minotaurs.
I don't have most of. I don't have most no deaths because, like, I fell through a crack. Something happens. Something goes wrong.
I've always said
not good at
no death
those.
should be based on you personally.
Yeah,
team.
Yeah, so we'll see. We just finished. The only thing we have left is the no death on there. So that's. We only do it when it comes around on a pledge, because I can't bring myself to go into that dungeon any other time, just because it's not something I want to go through. Really. But when it comes up, we make an effort and try at least. And then because it's the end of the semester and I've been on my computer so much lately, I'm playing a lot of Blades, which means I bought the story with real dollars, and I got some cool. They were like little packs, and you got.
Oh, do you mean Legends?
Yeah, Legends.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, I bought the packs that you can get like the story content with it. So some cards and stuff. I'm terrible, but it is a lot of fun. Like I'm really enjoying. The stories are actually like really interesting, and I'm enjoying them a lot, which I didn't expect out of the card game. Like I should probably go back and replay the one that they just give you for free and see what that's all about. But that's been consuming a lot of time. It's easy to like throw on in front of the TV and just put on like a mind-numbing TV show, shuffle some cards around and get
The
stuff.
Office?
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
Love
just
The Office.
anything will work. So, but I'm getting stomped even in the story mode. So if you're friends with me, don't try and challenge me. But that's about it. I've leveled a couple new characters, but that's not really exciting at all. So
All right.
that's all.
Well, at least 2 of us had tails. This is a good balance. This is
Yeah,
see,
it is.
everything must be balanced. Which is
Right.
why I don't play
Balance.
I don't play the game for this reason.
You don't want to
To
overwhelm
keep
us.
balance. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. I mean, if I had
It's
tails,
either
if
great or
Ag
good.
has tails, if all of us tails, then the show will go on for like long time.
10 hours.
Yeah.
I would have Tails if Blaze would work on my stupid phone.
Well, get a better phone.
You know. I want to spend the money on it.
Yeah, you'll have to get a way better phone if you want a smooth experience anyway. So until they tackle the optimization, I think it's not worth it.
Yeah.
James Stein says, keep going. Never stop. I mean, I would love to, but one more hour of this and you'll just be staring at the top of my head because I'll be sleeping on my microphone.
On the desk, yeah. At that point, I'll be unconscious as well.
Yeah. It'll just be like, a bunch of sleeping. Anyway,
hey, that's what we said we were gonna do, right? We're all just gonna fall asleep.
Our secret idea for stream. It was just the four of us.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you two at least have cats. You can just put them on the camera and they'll keep everyone entertained.
They'll say hi.
Oh, look at that!
Super awake right now.
Mine's sitting on my
the one playing, the other one hanging out to the side.
Oh, he slept all day, so I'm in for it.
So Lotus, networking on Nern.
Yes, so I haven't actually been able to provide one of these for a little while just because things have been kind of busy and hectic, and I like to actually talk to the person before I just shout them out and kind of know what they do so that it's not just random shout outs for whoever. That's not really the point of this. It's people that, I know from the community or are in the community. So I got a chance to talk to her this week. A lot of people know Coco Michelle. She's super laid back, very relaxed on her stream. She's a streamer, and her kind of go-to thing is she's very, very positive, everything in the community, and likes to help out new people. Her main focus in ESO, I mean, she does lots of stuff on stream and stuff, but her main go-to and the thing she's kind of most known for is her housing. Beyond being interested in housing, holy crap, some of the stuff she's done is like basically art.
Yeah.
Yep.
She had a working fish tank in one of her houses that she made out of piece. Like, some of the stuff is crazy impressive. So it is kind of funny that a lot of her streams revolve around her basically focusing on ways to earn money so that she can pay for her housing addiction, which is pretty entertaining to watch because she's got some interesting routes where she just gets a ton of money and then just blows like $10 million on all this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's also connected to Kyle Dempster Studios, host of the Tenants, as well as the Rangers Guild, to previous networking and nerd person of Casual Ranger. She's an officer in his guild, so with them being on the new player friendly thing and all of the talk around new players coming into ESO, she's a pretty good resource for that type of thing as well if you're just getting started. Not so much with the end game psychopathic, I'm going to get smashed in the face in vet modes and stuff like that. But at the same time, I mean, to her credit, not that she's any slouch, is she runs around in the Malatar skin, so she's got the Meridius skin, so she can still go through stuff. It's just that's not her main focus. It's much more of a relaxed atmosphere with her. But if you want to check out her stuff, she is Coco Michelle 11 on Twitter and Twitch, and if you need any information from her there, you can reach her at pretty much either of those. She streams early morning during the week. Yeah, so kind of fits into a different time zone. A lot of people tend to stream kind of later on in the day or whatever. So definitely recommend if you're looking for kind of a positive influence in the community.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not sure if her normal gameplay streams are in the morning as well, but she does the Coffee with Coco series in the morning.
Yes, the Coffee with Coco series. Yep.
And it's right around my afternoon as well, where I'm most bored and overwhelmed at work. So it goes perfect, right on time, because as you said, most people don't stream that early. So she's one of the very few people from ESO fam that is online at that moment, unless Kyle is going for 6 a.m. 8 a.m. streams from the
Right,
previous day.
yeah.
Yeah, he's looping to this day. But yeah, I mean, she transformed these houses into you go in. I sometimes open the stream and I'm like, I can't recognize the house.
What the base house was, because it looks so
because she
different,
buries everything underground, like under furniture, and
Yeah,
you
it's
don't see
crazy.
anything regarding to the original house. It's a completely new place. I remember, I think it was the Orcish stronghold that she transformed into like this Aelid, not Aelid, but
Yes, I know what
Alienor
you're talking about.
yeah, with forges and everything. I was like, wait, which house is that? I don't remember there's Alienor house like that. And she was like, yeah, this is the Orcish stronghold. And
Yep.
how?
Yeah,
How
I know.
did... I mean,
Like I said,
yeah,
I remember when she showed me the fish tank. Like she had posted it on Twitter, and I'm like, what the? How did you make that?
Yeah, she... Like, Jameson... Well, Miss Jameson said Sims level housing in chat. It's beyond Sims.
Yeah,
Like, Sims
it's
is
crazy.
built. It's a game built around making houses and things like that. But somehow Michelle uses ESO's in-house building engine to do a lot more complex things. It's just crazy. I don't know. I tried. I tried coming up with. It really requires creativity and knowing, like, she knows what she needs. She's like,
Yeah, she's got a
okay,
plan in
I
mind.
need this ladder here from memory. She's like, okay, I will need this here. And she goes, finds the thing, buys it or crafts it, comes back. And it really fits there. It's like perfect fit. How? I only know 3 motifs off my head. So yeah, I definitely do recommend Coco Michelle.
Mm-hmm. And does that actually bring us to the end of the?
No. Do you want to? I mean, we have a reading that.
Oh
we can...
no, never mind. So we aren't done. We've got one more.
Yeah. We do have the meet the character. Hold on, I want to read the title. Zumog Phoom is what I call him.
So
See,
funny.
I usually skip meet the characters, but last week
Well, I loved how it took over their Twitter account.
It was
Yeah.
so cool.
I
I
woke
thought I
up.
followed somebody on accident. I was like,
I did too.
and then I was like, oh, why are they verified and have like a?
Right?
I woke up and this verified Zumog Phoom is posting about Elder Scrolls Online stuff, and then I realized it is the Elder Scrolls Online account, but as this character, full RP mode.
It was amazing.
I wish I was awake while all that was actively happening, but time zones, I was sleeping. It was middle of the night. But yeah, it's so I thought we would read this because I'm curious as well. I didn't read this. I noticed this was a meet the character thing just before the show. I didn't know what it was about with the Twitter thing. So
That's cool.
Promethean, take it away.
All right. So, of all the usurper queen's lieutenants, none are as sinister as the orc necromancer known as Phoom. Uncover the secrets behind this Lord of the Dark Arts in our latest Meet the Character. Right. So, to Lord Garish Ree, Speaker of the Main, from Chimera, everyone's favorite Khajiit, Agent of the Speaker. It seems that the usurper queen's inner circle grows larger with every passing day. While it has long been rumored that Euraxia Tharn employed necromancers among her Nibonese mercenaries, I have finally put a name and other details to the dark mage serving as her court wizard. They call him Zumog Phoom. The orc necromancer, a self-proclaimed lord of the dark arts, reportedly hails from the northernmost climes of Hrothgar. I have found no direct evidence for this assertion, but the wilds beyond Orsinium are unforgiving, and life among the orc strongholds is bleak, harsh, and brutal. I could see the frozen north giving rise to a vile sorcerer such as Zumog Phoom. He presents a proud and powerful visage, totally loyal to the usurper queen, yet completely devoted to progressing necromancy in all its forms. Some information paints Zumog Phoom as a ranking member of black worm and a former student of Manamarco, but I cannot corroborate these reports. In any event, he has been at Euraxia's side since her conquest of Rimmon, adding his dark magic to her own skills and abilities. She values his counsel, keeping the Necromancer close and making him an integral part of her strategy and planning sessions. For his part, Zumog Phoom takes advantage of the power and prestige afforded him by Rimmon's unlawful ruler. This, in turn, has brought a small army of lesser necromancers to Zumog Phoom's side. Like a torch burning in the darkest dungeon, he draws other deathcasters to Euraxia's banner like moths to a flame. They fear their dark lord, but also covet the power and training he offers. Worse, while we have faced the occasional zombie or other undead monstrosity operating as part of Euraxia's forces, rumors of so-called cadaver forges have begun circulating among the Euraxian troops. These undead factories have begun churning out skeletal warriors and zombie soldiers to bolster Euraxia's army. One Euraxian mercenary, unaware that I was spying for the Speaker of the Main, confessed to me that fighting alongside hordes of dead people gave him nightmares that all the wine in Rimmon couldn't chase away. We have yet to experience the product of these vile places, but evidence of grave robbing throughout the region has become more prominent, especially around Ashen Scar and other mass graves from the worst period of the Connaughton flu outbreak. We must make finding these cadaver forges a priority, along with all of the other priorities currently requiring our attention. Moons, who knew overthrowing an illegal tyrant would be so onerous? While gathering information in Rimmon, I had the opportunity to a couple of Zumog Phoom's acolytes discuss their master as they gulped down bottles of Bright Moon's sweet wine. It was clear to me from their conversation that they both admire and fear the chief necromancer. They spoke in hushed tones at first, but became louder and more animated as they consumed more and more of the wine. Zumog Phoom's orcish visage certainly adds to his persona, commented the first acolyte. I love how he wears his death-enhanced powers like a shroud around his shoulders, agreed the second. The acolytes repeatedly mentioned how they could feel the aura of death whenever they were in their master's presence. While the sensation obviously disturbed them, they also seemed eager to acquire that level of power for themselves. Near the end of their conversation, the first acolyte, who was quite inebriated by this point, started on about how Zumog Phoom had a plan that went beyond anything Queen Euraxia could imagine. I can't wait to start digging up body parts, he said. Think how the master will reward me if I bring him. Before he could say more, his companion told him to be quiet. Every tavern has ears, you know, she warned, proving she had more tolerance to alcohol than her companion. Pity. Speaker, we must find a means for dealing with Zumog Phoom and his followers before they provide Euraxia with an unlimited supply of soldiers. The defense force cannot repel an army that does not tire and can be ceaselessly replenished. Our best chance lies in locating the undead factories and destroying them before they can be turned up to full capacity. And if we can kill Zumog Phoom, so much the better. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how.
Yeah,
How he
that's
ties
actually
up,
pretty neat.
but-
I like that one,
yeah.
actually.
Mm.
How do we
Almost
pledge allegiance to this guy?
Right. We just join Zumog Phoom.
I know. Just
Can
overthrow
we-
Euraxia that way.
Ah.
I don't
All right.
know. Hey,
I see you have a song as well, Promethean.
Yeah,
but
there was a
I'll
request.
skip that for the next
Okay.
week. Yeah.
yeah, I'll leave it
Yes,
there.
we need to sing along again. It has been too. Holy crap! This episode ended up being much more involved. We have 2 articles of news.
Well, what are you gonna do?
All right.
All right. So let's wrap it up. Well, it's 2 hours. See, there we go.
Exactly.
You
I was just
requested, we
looking at the
delivered.
notes. I was like, okay, I think we are actually pretty much at 2 hours, and I think now we officially have it covered. Yeah.
James Stein
Yeah.
says sing now, please. But what if we need content for next week as well? Because
I don't think that'll be hard.
well, do you want to Promethean. It's up to you. It's
Oh,
up to
I
your
can-
voice.
You did just
because-
do a reading, but I was going to say
Yeah.
you can manage a
I'm
song.
sure I could manage an Argonian.
We can
after.
end with that to
All
then
right.
end with another.
All right.
the
Let's
outro.
Alright.
end with that then.
The Khajiit
Alright.
accent is a little might not be good, but I can definitely manage this.
Done and done.
Oh wait, this one's a Khajiit, not an Argonian.
No, this one's Argonian, but Chimera,
okay.
I don't think I could do a Khajiit accent.
Oh, right.
I will work on it.
Well,
I
on the
will
flip
work on
side,
it for next time.
shout out to the lore
Lore
seekers
seekers.
and Cash's Count Chocula interpretation of a Khajiit.
He's got that, and I've got this one. So I think we're covered in some respects. All right. When Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of man. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing hearts sprayed blood afar, a gout on Sirad fell, and like a dart shot to its mark, down in an Allied well. Magica fused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong, then wild elves cut and polished it down to Kim El Adabal. Red diamond, the heart and soul of man. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end.
Well, we lost Lotus.
Love it.
I needed to be away from the mic. Because I didn't want to screw up the
Does
audacity
it hurt your
reading
like
on my end.
throat?
No, not at all. Mm-mm.
A natural
You know-
Argonian.
See, now we need to get you and Wandering Bard to do a duet.
Oh my gosh. I'll message Cash and see if we can like role play out of Khajiit and Argonian conversation with
Yes.
the Elder Scrolls fam too.
Yep, you guys can manage the bestial races. Oh my god. Well, see, now that was a much more uplifting note to end on.
yeah.
See, I honestly think we should just get rid of all the fluff that is the rest of the show
Right,
and
and
just have that.
Just that, the intro, that, and then the outro.
Yep.
And we put the rest of the stuff in the notes.
Yep. If you want to see anything else we discussed, just look at the notes. That's good enough. We all know what you're really here for.
Exactly. Oh man.
All right. Well, I suppose we can wrap it up then. You can
Yep,
follow
5 stars.
yeah. Well, wait. Did you just rate the show you just recorded?
No, I just rated his song.
Oh, that's
Although,
good.
actually, I think I rated the show before I was on it as conflict of interest.
Alpha Soul just rated From the Ashes after he was on it, and the review was highly suspect. We read it on the show, and I'm just like,
Well, my wife's was much more legit because she's not on the show, but like I rated it before I was on, so I think it should still count.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? It can.
if as long as you did
Oh,
it before
look,
that you were on the
the-
show, yeah.
The Twitch Stay Hydrated bot just said you've been live for
suit.
just over 2 hours. By this point in your broadcast, you should have consumed whatever amount of water. So we are confirmed. We've been live for over 2 hours.
Well, I
Nice.
did hydration bot, but what I really want at this point is to go to bed.
Yeah,
Oh
right?
man, dude.
So become the sleep bot instead.
Well, you can follow everything we do over at dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. There you can find links to all of our social media, including Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Be sure to check out our patreon.com Dungeon Crawler Network if you want to help support the show, and consider leaving us a 5-star reviews on iTunes, just like Lotus just did on his own, so people know that we are a real podcast, that we say real words, and sometimes it matters. Why did you just delete my outro, Ag? And
I
thank you
didn't
all for
touch
joining
it.
on this episode.
Oh, no,
it's
that was
here.
my
Okay.
bad.
Are you assuming I even had the notes open?
I deleted something and it shifted everything.
I thought Ag
We
was
almost
trolling
made it up
me.
another
It was like,
dumpster fire.
yeah.
I'm so good that I didn't get blamed for that.
Something I was expecting something like that from Aggelos. So
Uh-huh.
well,
It's so much like the elves to suspect the trueborn Nords of misdeeds. So I understand.
do you want this to go for another 2 hours or not?
Yeah. Round
Draw
2.
your swords. Fine.
Round. Well, thank you all so much for joining us on this episode of Tales of Tamriel, and we'll see you next week. Have a great night, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much for hanging out.
Good.
When Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing heart sprayed blood afar, a gout on Seer it fell, and like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well. Magicka fused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong. Then wild elves cut and polished it down to chimel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. Red diamond, protect us till the end.